Owens, and I sing for the band Chiodos. I think it was less about the tattoos themselves and more about the lifestyle attached to the tattoos, that carefree badass vibe. I can't really describe it. I think it was in maybe like 9th or 10th grade. The original drummer of the Chiodos Brothers, him and his mom were big into tattoos, and we just started looking them up, and it just became something that we started talking about. Really, we would look online, look at websites, things like that. So I think it was more of a lifestyle thing, that punk rock mentality. I don't need to completely be exactly what society wants me to be. I can be an individual, and I express myself in ways that aren't, that don't just read it on a t-shirt. It can be a piece of art that really represents me. First tattoos are always bad tattoos, right? The majority of them, and if it isn't a bad tattoo, then I don't trust you. But I got this guy, a good old bathroom sign pretty much, and it was originally supposed to be the start of a sleeve. It was going to be a spotlight over him, and it was going to be like his shadow and bats, and I was like, no, that's a terrible idea, I can't do that. So I just threw a scuba headset on him, and buried him underwater from underwater sleeves. I'm a fan of hole-in-the-wall restaurants, just like I'm a fan of specific tattoo artists that aren't overhyped. So there's a guy named Chris Hornis from Durand, Michigan that has done most of my tattoos, and he's amazing. He's amazing. Mostly does traditional stuff. He's an old school guy. There's a guy named Dane Smith out of, I think he's in Indianapolis, and he's amazing. He did my stomach and my anglerfish on my back. He's done a bunch of stuff. He's great. And yeah, so a lot of the time I'll just find people on the road through friends where they'll say, hey, I want to tattoo you. I'll look at their stuff first, and then we'll decide. I would love to finish my torso. I don't really have anything too specific. I'd like to do just a giant piece on my back. We'll see. And then focus on the torso. I'm trying not to do my legs at all, but I keep getting tempted. I keep getting tempted for a thigh piece, and then I know it's over if I get one. Because I know I got my throat right here, right? Just as sincerity at one point. And I was like, that's all I'm going to do. And then, now look at me. It's like up in my jaw. It's crazy. So, I like old school, traditional. I like some of the new stuff. It's a little, I'm not a big fan of too cartoony, but I like traditional because I think it lasts the test of time. That's my favorite part of that. I think it's evolving, it's changing. I think with all the reality TV shows and all the tattoo judging shows and things like that, it's becoming a part of society. I think it's 20 years ago, it was nowhere near as, 10 years ago, it wasn't near as acceptable. And I think now people are accepting it. So I think society is starting to really warm up to it. Go to a good artist and tell them an idea and relinquish control. They're a tattoo artist, let them be an artist. Don't just get like a picture of whatever it is you want, let them do something with it. They're better at it than you are. So do that, please. I wish I would have done that because it's just getting whatever it is that you want specifically is you're gonna get that and you're gonna have that forever. So try to let the tattoo artist actually be an artist. I lived in Detroit for a decade, and I moved out here a couple years ago. Lived here kind of on and off for 5 years or something, but really full-time moved out here. But in Michigan, they just stare at you, straight up stare at you. Different parts of the world view it differently. Japan, you're not allowed to go in public pools. You're not allowed because it's a lot of the mafia. So that's just how they associate it with that. But I think the rest of the world is slowly gonna catch on. It's just it's not there yet. Yeah, I got a PMA tattoo right here on Warped Tour last year. I got Gratitude last year on Warped Tour. Let's see. I mean, they all have stories, right? They all have stories. I never get anything just because I think it looks cool. I mean, it has to look cool and mean something. You know what I mean? This is Jacob Dylan lyrics. a big Bob Dylan fan, big Jacob Dylan fan, big Wallflowers fan, and these lyrics are. It's not about moving mountains, it's about digging the ground that you're on. And that's just a good reminder for me to not have to try and do everything at once, but do little things and be the best me I can. And let's see, I've got Walt Whitman, Laugh Loud, Live Long, tells myself not to take myself so seriously. Probably this one. It is a rose, and it has my grandparents' initials, and it basically just is like growing up. Kind of had like a difficult childhood, and my grandparents really, like my parents divorced really young, so my grandparents were really my first real example of love. Without them, I don't know if I would have realized that love really truthfully existed other than in movies and things like that. So seeing their love for one another, I'm a hopeless romantic just like my grandfather, and without their love I wouldn't be who I am. So that's really, the most important to me, because I don't know what I would have done had I not believed that love existed. So.